everybody, this is Anna, also known as Anita on Ravelry. And on the screen can you see where you else can find me if you want to follow me around in the social media internet world. But I have some news. I have closed my... Do you see the ears? I have closed my website because it wasn't practical for me, but I have opened the Facebook group Anita Podcast, and if you request I will let you in. It's a private group just to avoid spam, and you are very welcome there, and I'm very grateful for those members who already are very active and posting pictures and comment and ask questions and all that stuff. It's really much fun, so you can definitely hop over there and join the fun. Yeah. Okay, I have some notes in my pretty new planner, and this is Benny, just in case you are watching the first time. It's a knitting podcast, by the way, knitting and crocheting podcast. I podcast normally weekly, but last week, yes, craziness of life was happening. And so I'm trying my best to podcast here in Vienna. It's not perfect. It's a very unprofessional setting at the moment. You are sitting on several books on a shelf, and I hope the camera won't, or the iPad won't fall down. So the last podcast was 2 weeks ago. Okay. Yeah, in this episode you will see no finished objects, but 2 works in progress, 2 works in progress very soon, or to be very soon, and then there is some happy mail and a little bit of blathering at the end of this episode. If you are interested, you can just relax, take a sip of your favorite beverage and listen to me talking. I hope not too long. We will see how much Benny allows me to do. The first work in progress is the Feathers in the Wind cardigan, a design by Joji Locatelli. I'm knitting this out of Melebrigo Arroyo in the colorway Sandbank, and I am at my 4th skein, and I have a 5th just to be sure. The pattern calls for the first 3 sizes for 4 skeins, but I bought 5. I did a lot of progress. I pretty much only worked on this the last 2 weeks. I put a marker where I stopped last time showing, and since then I finished the whole body of the sweater or of the cardigan. So there's where's the marker? There's the marker. I did all that. It looks maybe a bit small, but I did what the pattern said. I think from the armpit, is it the pit? I hope. To starting the hem are 35 centimeters, and I'm pretty sure it will block very much without intending. So I have experienced with the last sweaters, cardigans I have knit, that I thought everything is fine and it fits perfectly, and I gently washed it and not blocked it. I just laid it down flat to dry. But although I was very careful taking the wet piece of garment and rinsing very gentle without, it's not like it's wet and I'm grabbing it like this. But although I was like going like this, it was hanging out, I would say. So it was growing very much. So I decided to trust the pattern, and yeah, I think it will grow a few centimeters in length, I guess. Normally it's like that. And I have to say, maybe you can tell me what you are thinking about swatching, because yes, I do swatch, but only to see how I like the fabric I create with a certain needle, if I have to go down or up a needle size. But you can't really see how it will block, because I don't block garments like I block shawls. I lay them down flat to dry. There's nothing else I do. Well, because it's a non-seamed cardigan. Maybe you have to block the pieces before seaming them together, but with a cardigan like this, I don't block it. But although it's not superwash, I think it's not superwash, I'm not sure, but I learned today that superwash is growing when it comes in contact to water. So although I didn't anything about blocking or so, with the last yarn I used, and that was definitely not superwash, it was a cashmere blend, the sweater turned out way too big. I can wear it, but yeah, it's very slouchy, and I wanted to have it fitted, so I don't know what was happening there, although I did the swatch. But sometimes I pull very tight on the swatch, but although it doesn't behave like the actual washed garment, hand knit garment, so I don't know. It's always a surprise how big this will be. Okay, so I finished the body. I hope it's not too echoey in this room. So I finished the body and started the sleeves. First I used 9-inch circulars. I bought the Eddie 9-inch circulars. Let me see if I have them here, because I wanted to talk about them. No, I don't have them with me, but I wanted to talk about the 9-inch circulars by Eddie because they are awesome. The needles have different length. The one needle is about 5 centimeters or so, and the other one is about, I don't know, 3 centimeters or so. So it's awesome. For right-handed knitters, you have the long needle in your right hand, and for left-handed knitters, you change it. But I switched on to DPNs just because it doesn't work so well for me at the beginning of the sleeve, because the weight of the cardigan, how can I say? I can't really describe it. With the 9-inch circular, I started to hold it like this because the weight is pulling the needle down, and so it's easier for me with DPNs. But I think I will switch to the 9-inch after the sleeve has become a little bit longer. I think then I don't have that issue, because I really enjoyed knitting with this 9-inch circular because of the one longer needle. It's awesome. Yeah, so this will only be stockinette stitch, and the hem is in garter stitch. Yeah, and there isn't much more to talk about. I really zoomed through this the last 2 weeks, although, okay, other knitters would have finished this, I think, in 2 weeks, I guess. But I had my last 2 weeks were very, very busy. I'm doing more sports again. I tried to do, well, the first week I did every day a training unit, so weight training on the one day and cardio on the other day. But in the second week, and that was this week, I tried to train 2 to 3 times in the week. And I will stay with this routine because every day is not possible for me. I was tired the whole week. It felt good, but I was really tired. In the evenings, I was not really able to do something. I was just laying on the sofa and listening to an audiobook or watching Netflix or so. Even knitting was exhausting for me. I just had the feeling I want to do nothing at the moment. But at the same time, it felt very good because it is, to be tired like that, it feels very healthy. It's not like only, do you know when you worked the whole day with your head and in the evening you are only tired in your head but not in your body? So that's not really nice. But to be really exhausted because of body work, because of sports, that feels very good in my opinion. But yeah, I can't, it's unrealistic. And I had to work a lot and study, so yeah. If I consider that, I think I made a lot of progress. So this are this and the beginning of the sleeve. Yeah, I'm knitting this on 3.5mm needles. The pattern suggested for the whole body and collar and everything, 4mm, and then for the hem and stuff 3.5. But well, I always have to go down half or even a whole needle size because yeah, I'm a loose knitter. So yes, I haven't decided which buttons I will use, but I have to wait till after blocking because I don't know how big the buttonholes really will be. Yeah. So, and that's what I have in my started cake. I can't believe that this cake is enough for 2 sleeves. I'm very happy that I still have one skein in addition. And if I don't use it, I can make a hat or something out of it. Yeah, it feels good to have this safety skein. Okay. My next project is a crochet project, and it's my favorite crochet project. I have crocheted some shawls, easy shawls, and I have crocheted granny squares and ornaments and all that stuff, all beginner stuff. But this blanket is my absolute favorite crochet project because it is not getting boring at all. Not one stitch was made bored, so to say. So it's the adult size version of the baby rainbow blanket. You can find everything, I hope, in the show notes under this video in the description field below, and I will link you to the pattern and my project page. I will show you half of the width I hate that word, of the blanket because otherwise you can't see it on the screen. I'm at clue 4 now. I'm in the 4th row of clue 4 and every clue has 10 rows. Okay. So no, this is the right side. I have talked about this blanket already in detail, but in the baby-sized version. This is only double the width and it will be double the length. So these are 288 stitches, and I'm very conscious of how many stitches I actually have. I count every once in a while how many stitches I have, because in crocheting it's not so easy for me to stay with the stitch amount. And yes, so here is this nice tulip stitch again. I really like that. And you have every once in a while a special stitch. So in this case it's the tulip stitch. Then in the clue before it was this star stitch. I think the tip, or I don't know, the tip of the star should be here and not here. But I have tried different things and I couldn't figure out how it could work, but actually I like it. It's okay for me. The other special stitch in the clue before, and every clue is normally one special stitch. They don't overstrain the crocheters, because they wanted it was a knit along and they wanted it to be makeable for everyone. The other special stitch was the Grainy Stripes, and it was, that was the first one. So 1, 2, 3. The first clue was really only about getting to start all the different double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet and chain stitch. And this blanket is really not difficult, not at all. It is so much fun. And I'm knitting this out of a 100% cotton yarn. It's 125 meters per 50 gram ball. And for the whole blanket, which will have measurements about 150 or 60 centimeters width and 2 meters in length, you will need about 64 50 gram balls of yarn. And I purchased a very inexpensive yarn, but I am very content with it. It has a very nice sheen to it. It is, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, I don't even know how I have to pronounce it in German, to be honest. Mercerized? You will read the word on the screen. So it's, I don't know, a treatment to the yarn which makes it shiny. I don't know. I really don't know what they do, but on the most cotton yarn ball tags you read this word, actually, in German, the German yarns. Yeah, and it is very, very soft. In the beginning I was skeptical because cotton often has a rough feeling in my opinion, but this is very soft, sturdy and soft. I really enjoy this. It's so pretty and I love the colors. You need 8 different colors for this pattern. Well, the pattern suggests 8 different. You can also use 4 different or 7. It's up to you. But yeah. And is there something else to say about this? No, only that I will crochet on tonight. When my boyfriend is back, he is training at the moment. He has his weight training now. I did in the morning. And when he's back, we will cuddle up on the couch, watching Netflix, maybe Suits, and or The Middle. It's also a series we very much enjoy. And then I will crochet on this. It's so much fun, and it will look so awesome on my new couch. By the way, here you can see my new couch. I have covered it with my old blanket, but there will be a white blanket to cover the seat, just because dog. And I'm waiting for a IKEA delivery with new pillowcases. I bought these pillowcases again, and such a white, just simple polyamide blanket, nothing fancy. And then this will be the eye catcher for the couch and the safety blanket for the couch also, because I can wash it. I think on 40 degrees Celsius even. Maybe even more. But 40... Hey, no, wait, I can tell you. I have the tag here. A tagged ball of yarn. Yeah, the white one. 40 degrees. I can wash it and iron it on 2. Oh, maybe I can... Yeah, this yarn has 3 treatments. Has received 3 treatments. It's brushed, it's mercerized, I don't know how to say it in English, and the last one I have to look up. I really don't know what that means, actually. I really have no clue. I think I should Google this today. I should know what they made with this yarn. Yeah, and it is really, this is the company, and it's called Ibiza. It is very good. I'm very content. And to keep track on to know which color I have to use next, because in the original pattern they say, now you have to use the green color, now you have to use the yellow one, because it was a kit. It was a kit of 8 rainbow colors, and then in the pattern they don't say now use color A or color B, they say the actual color. And so to keep track and to have the information at one glance, I did this. I wrote it actually on the post-its, but on the photo you weren't able to see. So I wrote the original color on the post-it, and stick it next to my modified color. So when they use rot, red, in the original pattern, I have to use white, and so on. That is very easy for me. So yeah, and you see, yeah, coffee, and it's very wrinkled and everything, but yeah, that's how it works. That's how it goes. You shouldn't see my pattern pages. If I print out a pattern and I use it, it's very messy because I'm writing upon the pattern all my notes. I'm doing checklists. For example, if they say, now repeat this pattern for 8 rows or for 18 rows or something, normally I make a checklist. I'm counting with strokes, I think you know what I mean. Or I write next to the pattern, the chapter of the pattern, my modification, or what I did, or what I don't want to do in something, or I mark my sizes just to have. I like to see at one glance what I have to do now. And in many patterns, you have the first size, and then in the brackets they write all the other sizes, and then I always have to count. Okay, what is now for me? And normally I mark or I color over the sizes and everything, which I don't need to know. I hope that made sense. I'm sorry, I'm very tired today actually, because I awoke at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I did everything, preparation for heading out to Vienna, and cleaning the flat, going for a big walk with Benny, because we only can do this in the mornings and the evenings because it's very hot in Vienna at the moment. And Benny and we hate the big heat. So 28 degrees Celsius we had in the last 1.5 2 weeks, about 28. It's too hot. It's too hot for me. We enjoy 24, 25, and then in the shadow. Is it right in the shadow? Or is it a difference between if something makes a shadow or you are in the shadow and not in the direct sun? Well, but I guess you know what I'm going for. And then I did my workout, and I did the weight training and the cardio training right after another. Normally I don't do that, but I wasn't able to do the third training or the second training in the middle of the week, so I had to do both today, and it was good, and I don't regret it, but now I'm a bit tired. Yeah, so now we come to 2 swatches I made, because I was at the Wool Festival in Traiskirchen, which is in Lower Austria, and I went there with my knitting friend Karina. I have talked about her very often now. She's my knitting friend. I like her. And yes, I will talk about this at the end of the episode. So just in case you're not interested, I don't want to bother you. And I bought at this festival this pretty yarn. I bought 3 skeins, and I received half of a skein because it was a leftover from the vendor, and we made up. No, not made up. She told me she will send me the half of the skein, because I think I will only need half of the skein in addition to make the sweater you can see on the screen now, because I don't really know how to pronounce it. It seems like it is a Latin word, and I don't know how Americans pronounce Latin words. It's a step too far for me. So herbarium, I think it's called, when I remember it correctly, but you can see it on the screen. This is ultra soft. This is Atelier Citron. So, Citron. Zitrone, we would say in German. Citron, Zitrone. And this is lemon. It means lemon in English. And Atelier, I think it's Atelier. I think you know what it's the same in English. I think you use the French word. It is a German yarn. And the line of this, or the collection, I would say, not color-wise, but content-wise, is called Feinheit. And I don't know if you can translate it in English. So something which is fine is, I think you know when you say it's fine merino. I think you say fine, but maybe I can find a good translation. It's something very precious and delicate and soft, very, yeah, not rustic. It's the total opposite of rustic, fine. And Feinheit is just it's not the adjective, it's the, sorry, I don't know the grammar word now. Yeah, it's ultra fine merino yarn. So it has, 100% 16 micron merino. And I think I learned the higher the micron, the softer the yarn, I think. I remember it correctly. So it's 100% virgin wool. You can wash it on 30 degrees Celsius. So I'm guessing that means it is superwash. I don't know. Oh yes, it says superwash. Okay, then it shouldn't be a problem to knit a whole sweater with 3.5 skeins, because I learned today that it grows with washing. Yeah, it has 100 gram and 360 meter, and it is, they suggest a 3 to 3.5 millimeter needle. Yeah, here are all the information. That's the thing I really love about industrial yarn, and especially German yarn, because you have all the information on the tag. The gauge, the way you can wash it, the needle size, the yardage, the way you dry it, the way you iron it, everything. You have everything you need on here, everything. And this feels as soft as cashmere. Really, I'm honest. I have worked with cashmere already, so you can trust me. You don't have to buy cashmere. Really, you don't have to. And one skein, because I'm talking about money, I think it's. So I like to talk about money in regarding yarns, because as I said in the last episodes, and now I'm brave enough to talk about the costs of our hobby, because I think that's a thing we shouldn't hide, or we shouldn't ignore. This skein of yarn, and it is huge. You can see it's huge. So 360 meter, 100 gram, a very soft merino yarn like cashmere, and it did only cost 17 euro. German quality yarn. It's not, you always say, if it's not so fancy yarn, you say it's a big box store yarn, and that's not. It is industrial, it's a bigger company, but it's not a big company like Lion Brand or like Opal or Regia. It's famous but fancy, I would say. So I think 17 euro for 100 gram, 360 meter is a very, very, very good deal. And it's ultra soft in the colorway. Yeah, blue and I. It's a love affair. And I have made a swatch. A tiny swatch, but I made a swatch. I'll come closer. And here you can see the stitch definition. And I think you can tell it is very even. It knits up very regularly. It's soft. But I can't really tell how it will behave after washing, because I have washed this with my hands. I have soaked it for, I think, 20 minutes and rinsed it and laid it down flat to dry. I tucked it a bit, but I don't think that it has the same effect as washing a piece that weighs way more than this. So maybe you can help me and write in the comments or in our Facebook group how you can foresee how it will behave and how it will grow. I have decided now to always knit a little bit smaller than I think. So yeah, so maybe I don't get so baggy and slouchy cardigans in the future. Yeah, it is so soft. This I have knit, let me count, 1, 2, 3, with 3.5 millimeter needles. If I don't forget this, I normally tie as many knots in the leftover or in the, in the thread. Now that don't make sense, I guess. So many knots as millimeters the needle has. You know what I mean. So if I have a 3 millimeter needle, I make 3 knots. Okay, if I have a 3.5 millimeter, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Yeah. And then I should write it down somewhere. I have also already done a clippy marker and a little note with the information on it. Oh, it's soft. Yeah. So this I bought on the Wool and Design not Wool and Design Festival, on the Wool Festival or Handcrafter Festival in Treskirchen in Lower Austria. And the week before I was in Vienna at this, well, not so well organized Wool Festival. Was suchst du? Möchtest du auch dabei sein? I don't know why he does this now. I really don't know. Okay, you can stay here, my tiny little friend. I bought the Sandnes garn, the Norwegian yarn made from cotton, viscose and linen, and I have made this swatch. And as you can see, first I used a smaller needle, then a bigger one, then I tried the pattern with the smaller, with the bigger one, and with another bigger one. So I think this is 2.5 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 2.5, 3, and 3.5 millimeter. And I bought the, I hope it's not disturbing you. I bought the Sandnes yarn, the linen yarn, for the sparkle cardigan because I thought it could be a nice idea to make a linen. He wants to be in the center of this episode, I guess. To have a lacy linen cardigan, because lacy and then linen, perfect for the summer evenings. But I don't know. I'm not very convinced of how this looks. Ja, ich mag dich auch, Benny. Wollen wir das so machen? Du bist so süß. So. I don't know. I saw knitted samples and I think they had also lace and they used this kind of yarn. But it looked prettier. And this is already blocked. So I'm not sure. Maybe I should only make a plain stockinette cardigan with this. Because I like the stitch definition in the stockinette part. That I really like. I would choose this, the sew 3 millimeter. I don't know. We will see. I think the next sweater or garment I will start after finishing the Feathers in the Wind will be the Herbarium. I don't know how to pronounce it in English. Because I'm content with my swatch, I exactly know how much yarn I need and I have it at home, and I know which needles I could use, everything. With this, I have never knit with linen before and I think I know now why. It looks so untidy. I mean, yeah. What I thought is to add 1 strand of mohair. The Sandnes yarn and also Drops has a very nice mohair, but then I don't know if I will be able to see the pattern when I add the strand of mohair. Please help me. Please help me. So I know already I won't like the sweater if it will look like this. That won't... No. I won't do this. So please tell me what I can do. And yeah, these were my works in progress. Now we come to the mail I have received, but I will do this very quickly because, yeah, I don't think that everyone is so badly interested in what I have received. But a lovely viewer, you know who you are, thank you very much, sent me a package and it arrived today. I was leaving for Vienna and then I saw the parcel in front of my door. Sent me a mini, 2 books, candy, teas, and candy for Benny. She has packed this. It looks so awesome. Dog Treat Bakery, peanut butter, baked in Durham, NC. Made with Big Spoon roasters, handcrafted nut butters. And she tagged it. Yeah, awesome. It looks very fancy and expensive, to be honest. Thank you very much. Then here is a mini from... So it is called Sparkle, part of Easter egg bundle. Oh, it was obviously a set. And it is from Maker's Haven. And I like Maker's Haven. I have never tried this. And this is so pretty. This is very, 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 very pretty. Looks nice next to my chair. Has a little bit of sparkle. Yeah, very nice. And these 2 books. It has something to do with Liturgy of the Hours, we call it. I think it's also an English way to say this. And here are many prayers and meditation text and so on. So thank you very, very much. And she put, oh yes, this, I think that was from, yeah, I think, and now I'm not sure if it was from Erin or from you. But no, I think it was the same package, this lipstick. And many teas, and there are Tazo teas. Only Tazo teas. And that is awesome because I love Tazo tea. Way more than David's tea. I have tried many David's teas now and I have to say, yeah, but no. But Tazo tea is really awesome. Thank you. And then I have received, I was like what? Erin, so also known as Holland Handmade everywhere, I think. She is a new indie dyer also, and she has a podcast, and we wrote and we will see each other in September when she is making her Europe tour, a big Europe tour. And she asked me if she could send me some minis. Some. She sent me 20. I put them in this bag. So, and black tea. It seems to be a very typical American brand because I have received this very often already, and there are a lot. Smells good. So I will do this very quick because I don't want to overdo it with showing minis, but it's awesome. 20 minis means 2 rows in my Grainy Square blanket. This is awesome. Look at this. So, oh my gosh, this, and this parcel also arrived today. I had both of them in front of my door. Wow, this is pretty. Oh, this is also awesome. The light isn't perfect, but I think the colors are correct on the screen. It's pretty. Very pretty. It looks like macaroons. And the last one. So awesome. You too. Thank you very, very much. You were so generous. So awesome. Now I can give Benny some. after podcasting, because I didn't want to open. Okay, I opened the chocolates. There were Dove caramel chocolates in the first parcel, and I love Dove caramel. There, I think you also can get the celebrations in the USA, where you have mini Snickers, mini Mars, mini Twix and everything. And there are also often mini Dove, so a solid chocolate bar, and then filled with caramel. Oh, I love the caramel. I love caramel. In Argentina, they make this. I don't know how to call it. You can make it on your bread, or you can make cakes with it. Like you use it like peanut butter, but it is made from milk. So not milk. It's the milk for the coffee. I don't know the word now. We don't use the normal milk you eat with cornflakes in coffee. We use a milk which has about 10% fat, and they make out of this and sugar dulce di leche. Yeah, right. And I love this. I can eat it without anything out of the glass with a spoon. I love dulce di leche. I love it. So I love caramel. Okay, so these were my lovely things I have received. Let me grab my pretty calendar, my notes. Yeah, okay, I have received my new couch. I will pop a photo again here, and this is such a cozy couch, and I'm so glad that I have this now. I always wanted to have this, but as I said, I always like to buy used stuff, to be honest. First, somebody would otherwise throw it away, and that is a pity, I think. I think we are throwing away way too much. Then the second reason is it's cheaper. Simply, it's cheaper. And I have washed the couch. You know, you can pull off the cover, the sheets, I don't know how it's called. And so it's like new. It's like a new couch, and it is so cozy. And the day I have received the couch, I wanted to go to the, to the gym. But since as I laid down on the couch and watched some Netflix, a little bit Netflix, and I decided, no, I will stay here until night, because this couch loves me and I love the couch. So cozy. Yes, I really love it. And it's pretty. It is now much prettier. I didn't like the orange couch. It wasn't that cozy enough, because I didn't have to pay for that couch. It was for free back then. When I moved into my flat, I had to move houses in a week or so. I only had a week time to search for furniture and everything, and I had pretty much no money. And the most pieces of the furniture in my flat was for free or very, very cheap, and everything in it was used. So yeah, I'm not that picky with these things. And so I thought, okay, now you can buy the couch you wanted to have. And even for that, I only paid 50 euros. So it was, they wanted to give me a second couch and a chair, but I said, no, my flat is too small. They wanted to get rid of this. So I think they had no car, because Vienna, and you don't need a car. So the most people don't have a car, and so they don't have to care for someone taking this couch away. So I only took this one couch. That was one thing in the last 2 weeks for me. Yes, then the festival in Traiskirchen was awesome. Awesome. There's always one German lady. I love her. She has always the best needles, prettiest yarns. She is awesome, maybe because she's German. It's for me always a treat to meet Germans in Austria. I like Austrians and I like Austria, but it's something, yeah. I'm a German, and meeting Germans is mostly it's a pleasure, and it's so nice to hear the sound of the language again. And yeah, what can I say about it? It's just my home, my homeland. It's not my home anymore, to be honest. It's my homeland, where I come from and where I grew up, and this country made me. So I am the person I am because of Germany. So yeah. And so there I bought this blue merino yarn from this lady and the 9-inch circular. I will show you hopefully in the next podcast when I'm in my flat again. And I can totally recommend the Eddie 9-inch circular. You could try this on her booth, and I was convinced. I was going to buy the Chaugus because Stacy from Very Pink Knits made a review of her favorite 9-inch circulars, and because the Chaugus have the longest needles, they all have the same circumference, but the Chaugus have more needle and less cord, so to say, but the same circumference. But the Eddie is awesome because the right needle is even longer. As I said, I think about 5 centimeters, and that is long. That is very long. The most needles have, the 9-inch have 2 or 2¼ inch long needles. So yes, there was that. And I went there with my knitting friend, with Karina and her daughter, and that was so awesome. It was so nice, and it is so nice to go to such an event with a person who also enjoys it. Maybe the viewers of my podcast are thinking now, well, yes, needless to say, but I haven't experienced it before. I'm pretty much alone with my passion and with my hobby since, when did I seriously start to knit? 2011, I would say. So 7 years now. I think 7 years ago I started really to seriously with knitting socks and knitting for other people and all that stuff. So I picked up knitting again. I learned it at school, as I told you before, but yeah. And since then I was pretty much alone with this, and it's okay for me because I'm an introvert, but it's so much nicer to talk to someone about different patterns and get advices and inspiration. And yes, and she is a talented, wait, I think the right word is it, it's not sewist, I think it's tailorist. You know, a person who sews professionally. And as I told you, she learned it, and so she is into all that handmaking stuff, and she wanna sew with me in the nearer future because she likes the sewing book I have received for Christmas. Maybe I can insert a photo here. So many dresses, so little time, and I wanted to have this book because all the patterns in there are pretty easy and adjustable, and you have all the different skirts, sleeves, collars and bodices, and you can make your own dress out of this. And that's the thing I love, and I want to learn to sew dresses and skirts because that's what I enjoy the most to wear, and it's so hard to find something to buy what I really like. That's a big problem for me. Really, I don't like the modern fashion. I really don't like it, and I hate going shopping. I hate it from the bottom of my heart. I hate it. What I buy from Zalando. Do you also have Zalando? Is it also in the US? Okay, or other online vendors. I hate shopping. I hate it, and I really don't find often something I really like. And yeah, dresses. The most dresses are so short, and I'm sorry, but I think, yeah, you don't have to dress up like that as a woman, in my opinion. And yeah, the fabrics and yeah, the patterns, so to say, of the dresses mostly look like, yeah, I don't know. The most things I don't like. So I like many patterns for dresses. So yeah, and I saw many nice things in the Yarngasm podcast. She sewed in the lady skater dress, and I think Anna dress or Anna skirt, and Kristen always says it's really not complicated, you can do this and so on. And Karina said she would sew along with me, so I would have her guidance. I can ask all the questions, and she has very good machines, and yeah, awesome. I'm so much looking forward to it. I will be the student and she will be the teacher, definitely. Yeah, that's a thing I'm really looking forward to. And was there something? Yes, I have started and finished a series on Netflix. There is only one season, unfortunately. It's discontinued. Is it the right word for a series? Discontinued? They don't go on, unfortunately. Always things I like get discontinued. It's called Limitless. I learned that there was a movie before, I think in 2011 or so, which is called No Limit or something like that, and it's about the drug NZT. And taking this drug, you are able to remember everything you have ever heard, seen, read, everything. So you seem to be genius. So imagine you could remember and you could think of everything you have ever learned at school, someone explained to you, you have read in an article, or you have seen in the TV or something, and you could use all the information, and you have all the information right at, you can use it, you have it always there. And so, but it's an illegal drug. Yeah, drugs are illegal, needless to say, but they have very bad side effects, like crystal meth or so it's really a bad drug, so very bad side effects, which will lead to the death. But they think, so this one guy, the main character, seems to be, how it's called? Read the screen. Yeah, he seems to be that. So he has no side effects, and the FBI thinks, okay, so he could use this drug and work for us, and that is so awesome. This season has, I think, about 22 or 21 episodes, and it doesn't have a big cliffhanger, so although there's only one season, it is definitely worth watching, and it is funny. And what I really like about the series, it is not, you don't see violence, yeah, you don't see no blood, you don't see knives sticking or poking in a human body, you don't see, there's one episode, they try to catch a I would say predator, a serial, I think it's called rapist, someone who rapes women, and killer, so a serial killer. And so when they were talking about what this man did with these women, and how he killed them and so on, the main character stopped, looked at the viewer of the series, so to say, and said, no, we don't want to confront us with this, so negative things. Always when we should say, for example, rape, we will say this word, and always when we say he tortured, we will say he cuddled or something. So he exchanged the bad and the bad words against something funny or cute in the whole episode. So you were able to follow the plot of the episode, but it wasn't so it doesn't have such a bad effect on you. So I like, for example, Criminal Minds, but after a few episodes in a row, I really have to pause and look at something cute or funny or nice to handle with all that bad stuff. So and the main character is very funny. It's always very very thrilling and really good and interesting, but also very funny and nice and good, and yeah, so he's a good guy, so to say. Yeah, definitely can recommend it. And I started, a very late adopter, sorry, but I started to watch Suits. That's a little bit the opposite, because it's, yeah, in German we say this guy is gewieft, and I like those guys. So he is smart, but yeah, he knows how to use it for his smartness for himself, so to say. Yeah, but also nice and funny and thrilling, and so yeah, I enjoyed this series. So I think that leads us to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too echoey for you. I forgot to mention our knit-alongs. Hop to our Ravelry group. We have 2 year-long knit-alongs going, and we have many participants, and if you want to be able to win a prize, you should definitely hop over to there and let's inspire and let the thread inspire you. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe for more. I'm very grateful to be able to do this podcast for you, and I'm always enjoying all your comments and questions. You can ask me any question and I will try to answer it in the comments or on the podcast episode if you want to know something more complicated or so. So I wish you a very, very nice spring weekend, and we will see each other next week. Bye bye.